The maintenance bay of the interstellar freight station Kepler's Rest hummed with the usual cacophony of alien languages and mechanical whirring. Marcus Chun wiped grease from his hands, another day of fixing hyperdrive motivators behind him, when the small figure burst through the service entrance. She couldn't have been more than chest-high to him, her blue-scaled skin glistening with tears that caught the artificial lighting like tiny prisms. Forearms gestured frantically as she stumbled forward, her large golden eyes wide with desperation. "Please, human, help!" she cried in heavily accented standard. "My mom is trapped in the Sky Hunter's nest." Marcus set down his plasma wrench, crouching to meet her eye level. Around the bay, other mechanics, a hulking Gorathite, 2 insectoid, Zulinari, and a floating gas being from Nebulos Prime glanced over with mild curiosity before returning to their work. Apparently, desperate pleas were just another Tuesday on Kepler's Rest. "Slow down," Marcus said gently. "What's your name?" "Zixara of the Third Molting," she sniffled. "But everyone calls me Zixie, my mom." She went to collect wing crystals from the upper atmosphere of Soltris 7, but she never came back. The other Kefmori say the Sky Hunters got her, but they're too afraid to help. Marcus had heard of Sky Hunters' massive aerial predators, native to several gas giants, with wingspans that could eclipse small moons and an appetite for anything that dared enter their territory. Most civilized species gave their hunting grounds a wide berth. "Why come to me?" Marcus asked. "Surely there are others better equipped, because humans are crazy." Zixie interrupted, then caught herself. "I mean, because humans do impossible things. Everyone knows the stories. How you fought the Dominion fleet with ships held together by metal tape and stubborn pride. How you tamed black holes just to prove you could. How you never give up, even when logic says you should." Marcus couldn't help but smile. The galaxies. Reputation of humanity as the hold-my-beer species wasn't entirely unearned. "Zixie, I'm just a mechanic." "My mom is just a wind crystal harvester," she shot back. "But she's still my mom." Something in her voice the raw love mixed with desperate hope reminded Marcus why he'd left the comfortable safety of Earth's inner colonies. Not for adventure or glory, but because sometimes someone had to be the person willing to help when help seemed impossible. "All right," he said, standing. "Let's go get your mom." 30 minutes later, Marcus was running through his pre-flight checklist on his modified cargo hauler. Defying odds, Zixie sat in the co-pilot seat, her 4 hands working frantically over a tablet displaying atmospheric readings from Soltris 7. "The Sky Hunters nest in the thermal layers, about 40,000 meters up," she explained. "The wing crystal formations are just below their territory, which is why Mom thought she could avoid them." Marcus studied the readings. Soltris 7 was a roiling monster of a gas giant, with wind speeds that could shred most ships and electromagnetic storms that made sensor readings nearly impossible. Perfect hunting ground for predators who'd evolved there. "These Sky Hunters," Marcus said, engaging the hyperdrive. "How big are we talking?" "The adults can be substantial, maybe 200 meters wingspan. Teeth like starship hull breakers. They hunt in packs and they're smarter than most people give them credit for. Great! Flying sharks with engineering degrees." The hyperspace jump to Soldier 7 took 6 hours. Marcus used the time to modify his ship's shields for atmospheric flight and cobbled together some improvised weapons for mining charges and tractor beam emitters. If humanity had taught the galaxy anything, it was that there was no problem that couldn't be solved with sufficient application of creative violence. Soltris 7 loomed before them like a swirling nightmare of orange and red gases. Marcus dove the defying odds into the upper atmosphere, immediately feeling the ship buck and shake as hurricane-force winds grabbed at the hull. "Sensors are picking up movement at the 40,000-meter mark," Zixie reported, her voice tight with fear. "Large ... very large." Marcus activated the ship's floodlights, cutting through the murky atmosphere. What he saw made his human brain struggle to process the scale. The Sky Hunters weren't just flying predators. They were aerial leviathans, their translucent wings rippling through the dense gases, like they were swimming through liquid light. And there, suspended in what appeared to be a nest of crystallized atmospheric compounds, was a small Kethmori craft. "That's Mom's harvester," Zixi cried. 3 sky hunters circled the nest, their massive heads turning toward the approaching human ship. Marcus could see intelligence in those alien eyes and hunger. "Hold on," Marcus muttered, pushing the defiant odds into a steep dive. "Time to show these things why humans have a reputation for being too stubborn to die." The largest sky hunter, Isley, 300 meters from wingtip to wingtip, swooped toward them with surprising grace. Marcus waited until the last possible second before firing his improvised weapon array. Mining charges detonated in brilliant flashes, and the creature shrieked, pulling back in surprise rather than pain. "They're not used to prey that fights back," Marcus realized. He spun the ship in a tight spiral, using the atmospheric currents to his advantage while laying down a steady barrage of mining charges and tractor beam pulses. The sky hunters were magnificent, but they were also creatures of instinct. They expected their prey to flee or freeze, not to charge directly at them while making loud noises and explosions. Marcus used their confusion to dart between them, reaching the crystalline nest. His ship's manipulator arms, designed for cargo handling, carefully extracted the damaged Kethmori harvester. "Mom!" Zixi shouted over the comm. A weak but determined voice responded in the melodic Kethmori language. "She's hurt but alive," Zixi translated, tears of relief streaming down her scaled face. "She says she can't believe a human came to rescue her." "Tell her," Marcus said, spinning the ship to avoid another sky hunter's charge, "that humans are too stupid to know when something's impossible." The flight back to Kepler's Rest took 12 hours, with Zixi's mother receiving medical treatment in the ship's basic med bay. When they finally docked, word had already spread about the human mechanic who'd flown into a sky hunter nest to rescue someone else's mom. As they transferred Zixi's mother to the station's medical facility, the young Kethmori grabbed Marcus's hand with all 4 of hers. "Thank you," she said simply. "Why did you do it?" Marcus thought for a moment, watching other species throughout the station turn to look at them with expressions ranging from respect to bewilderment. Finally, he shrugged. "Because someone had to," he said. "And humans ... Well, we're pretty good at being the someone who has to." Later, as Marcus returned to his maintenance bay, he found a small winged crystal on his workbench, a gift from Zixi's mother. It caught the station's artificial light and threw rainbows across the walls, beautiful and impossible, just like most things humans did, he supposed. The galaxy might think humans were crazy, but sometimes crazy was exactly what the universe needed.